Alara lived in a small apartment in a busy city. She loved computers. Every day after her job at the local library, she would sit in front of her old laptop. The screen flickered sometimes, but Alara didn't mind. She was learning to code. It was a difficult journey full of strange symbols and logic. But Alara found it exciting. She dreamed of creating something new, something that could help people. One evening, while helping an elderly man at the library, she saw a problem. The man wanted to find a book, but he had trouble using the library's old computer system. It was slow and confusing. Alara watched him struggle. A thought sparked in her mind. What if there was a simpler way? She wondered. A way for everyone, young and old, to find information easily. That night, Alara couldn't sleep. The idea grew in her head. She imagined an application, a simple program that could understand natural language. People could just speak their questions, and the program would find the answers. It would be like having a friendly helper inside the computer. She knew it would be a huge project, much bigger than anything she had tried before. She started to plan. She drew diagrams in her notebook. She wrote down ideas for how the program would work. Her small apartment became her laboratory. Empty coffee cups piled up next to her laptop. The flickering screen became her window to a new world. She spent hours researching, reading about artificial intelligence and user interfaces. It was overwhelming sometimes, but she kept going. She believed in her dream. She knew it would take a lot of hard work, but she was ready. This was more than just coding, it was a mission. She wanted to build a bridge between technology and people, making information accessible to everyone. Alara started working on her project every night. It was hard. She faced many problems. The code was complex, and sometimes her program didn't work. She felt frustrated, but she never gave up. She remembered the old man at the library and his struggle. This memory gave her strength. She spent hours debugging, searching online forums for solutions, and watching tutorials. Her friends sometimes asked her to go out, but Alara often said no. She was too busy with her project. It's important, she would explain. I'm building something that matters. They didn't always understand, but they respected her passion. Her small room was filled with books about programming and artificial intelligence. She learned about different programming languages and how to make a computer understand human speech. One day, she had a small breakthrough. She managed to make a simple version of her program recognize a few words. It was just a tiny step, but for Alara, it was a huge victory. She jumped up and down, cheering quietly so as not to disturb her neighbors. This success fueled her motivation. She realized that even small progress was important. It showed her that her dream was possible, but new challenges appeared. She needed more powerful tools and a faster computer. Her old laptop was not enough. She also needed to learn more about how to store large amounts of information and how to make her program respond quickly. These were big technical hurdles. She knew she couldn't do it all alone. She started thinking about how to get help, maybe from other developers or even from the library itself. The journey was long, but she was ready for the next phase of her project, knowing that every problem was just another puzzle to solve. Alara decided to ask for help. She went to the library director, Mr. Harrison. He was a kind man who always encouraged new ideas. Alara explained her project, her dream of a simpler library system. Mr. Harrison listened carefully. He was impressed by her passion and her hard work. He told her about a local tech incubator, a place where young innovators could get support and resources for their projects. They have better computers, mentors, and even some funding, Mr. Harrison said. It might be exactly what you need. Alara was nervous but excited. She prepared a presentation, showing her diagrams and the small part of her program that worked. She practiced explaining her idea many times. The next week, Alara went to the tech incubator. The room was full of smart people with their own projects. She felt a little shy, but she remembered her purpose. She presented her idea with confidence. The panel of experts asked many questions. They saw the potential in her project. They offered her a spot in their program, along with access to their resources and a small grant. Alara was overjoyed. This was a turning point. She now had a proper workspace, powerful computers, and, most importantly, experienced mentors who could guide her. She met Liam, a software engineer who specialized in natural language processing. He became her main mentor, helping her to refine her code and overcome technical obstacles. Together, they made great progress. The program started to understand more complex questions. It was still a long way to go, but Alara felt a new wave of energy. Her dream was slowly becoming a reality, not just for her, but for all the people it would help. After many months of hard work, Alara and Liam had a working version of the application. They called it LibroFind. It was simple, fast, and easy to use. They decided to test it at Alara's library first. Mr. Harrison was very happy. He helped them set up the application on the library computers. The day of the beta test arrived. Alara was nervous. Would people like it? Would it really help? The first person to try it was the elderly man Alara had helped before. He sat down at the computer, and Alara showed him how to speak his question into a microphone. He asked, "Where is the book about old cars?" LibroFind quickly showed him a list of books and their locations. The man smiled. "This is wonderful," he said. "So easy." Alara's heart filled with joy. This was the moment she had dreamed of. Other library users tried it too, and the feedback was very positive. People loved how simple it was to use. They could find books faster and with less effort. LibroFind was a success. News about LibroFind spread quickly. Other libraries in the city wanted to use it. Alara and Liam started getting calls from all over the country. Their small project had grown into something. Alara remembered the flickering screen of her old laptop and the long nights of coding. It all felt worth it now. She had not only built a program, but also a bridge, connecting people to knowledge in a new, accessible way. The journey was far from over, but the first big step was a triumph. She felt proud, not just of the technology, but of the positive impact it was having on people's lives. LibroFind became a national success. Alara and Liam, with their team at the Tech Incubator, continued to improve the application. They added new features like the ability to reserve books with voice commands and to get recommendations based on reading history. Alara often visited the library, watching people use LibroFind. She saw smiles, heard happy comments, and felt a deep sense of accomplishment. One day, she saw the elderly man again. He was using LibroFind to find a new science fiction book. He looked up and saw Alara. "Thank you, Alara," he said with a warm smile. "This program has changed how I use the library. It's so much easier now." His words were more valuable to Alara than any award or recognition. It was the human connection, the real impact on people's lives, that truly mattered. Alara's journey from a quiet coder in a small apartment to a celebrated innovator was an inspiration. She showed that with a clear vision, hard work, and a belief in helping others, anyone can make a difference. LibroFind was not just a piece of software, it was a testament to the power of an idea born from a simple observation and nurtured by determination. It connected people to stories, to knowledge, and to each other, creating a future where technology served humanity in the most accessible and inspiring ways. Alara continued to work on projects that combined technology with social good. She believed that the best innovations were those that made life better for everyone, especially for those who might otherwise be left behind. Her story became a beacon for aspiring developers. a reminder that the most profound achievements often begin with a simple desire to help.